everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah. Ha-ha. Oh, 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 oh. Everybody say, ah. How can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things, you've Father, you done for me? Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Nisi. You are my banner. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are, you're my everything. I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you
Yeah, Abusiam say in your challenge kakra with the sound no, but nyamiadum your timi assign atwa atum enti say ufree Facebook so anase ufree YouTube platform no so mema no enhaw na sound de bro no ate ekoi enti but say it ye assign aba ebra na ye be kodo na lawyer Charles Asma ano eguso watch ye mu conditions wobetimi ameti na no recourse to public funds ye free ho na ye ka titu emofra no ho asem se affect mofra titu anase etsen lawyer we kafra say ye na fe pictures no ye no na kakra na nso so nyame adom sisi yɛtumi aba na ansa na yɛbɛtoa so no mame ɛnkɔ na afei mento nkran na yɛnsan mmra
yɛyɛ fɛ ma yɛwɔ London yɛagye abasobɔdeɛ bebree na yɛaredare ɛwɔ mmaransɛm mu ɛyɛ legal services bi te sɛ family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wɔ BWF deɛ yɛn solicitors ɛde anigyeɛ ɛna twitwagye woɔ na yɛboɔ nso nyɛ den koraa. Yɛn partner panin paa Bernardo Wusu ayɛ lawyer ɛwɔ UK man mu bɛburu mfie 29 years. BWF solicitors kura wɔn ho nti sɛ ba na ebusuansɛm bi te sɛ child care ɛyɛ abofra hwɛ mu awaregya yɛ ho twema mentwe ɛne ɔhyɛ anaa injunction a yɛde to domestic violence so a yɛmma wo legal assistance a ɛdi mu na yie adwuma nso. Yɛn child care ɛne family team no nim nea wofa mu ɛwɔ nea ɛyɛ wɔ bere yi mu ɛno nti ne yɛto yɛn bo ase ma wafoto a ɛsɛ fata ɛwɔ kokoa mu. Yɛbie yɛn office free dwada ekosi fiada anɔpa nɔnkron pɛ mu ekosi enumere nonsia ɛyɛ 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ɛna memeneda nso ɛyɛ appointment nko a free anɔpa nondu ekosi ewia no 9 ɛyɛ 10 am kosi 4 pm. Yɛwɔ 4th floor ɛwɔ Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP.
Before mania say you call now fe yakoto enkra na yaba na etia ye asan abey na yemehwe the lawyer Charles Asma ade ma ye na yede abo yentuma no ade ato ankomo no so akwa akosi atwe eno nti hyedo so say woni yen egbekoso atena ewo BWF Solicitors Facebook page and a BWF Solicitors YouTube Mama about radio so Yesremo Mofa and Yains Etikoi. But we're back with you and we're streaming live our yen platforms who do so say Facebook, say YouTube, say at the same ya sign aba. Enti Shannon so na fe yeni enkomo. Mibo mani say lawyer Charles Asma na oka eye emofra no ade no ho asem ade emayen. Eno nti mami me sign enko ebio ayi la yen hwe se ye ne emofra no situation no saying ena aban ebehu no saying ena aban beka no se abofra ewo mu a eno ena ebetimi ama wo situation and so case no aye very successful ana
yo me dase bebre etiefo we de dase bebre se mo sign a joining yen na senia ebisa asam no nkwala no critical consideration ma decision maker na say case worker no enti nipa no a ode ade na koto na anim wo hwe say o ka say no to the application what will be the consequence for the children enti ye hwe sa case lawyer ye gina esua R versus the Secretary of State and Anoya Yakanwasemi Apalano ena ode aban echo court say no recourse to public fund no ama ono ni mame omo ho akire won pa santi aban enhwe na onye ho bibi ho no ena court eka say article free right na akwalano ni mame ewo no akwaye say sa condition nti omuntumi enjoy because so omo ekopie no kire say they are being inhumanly and they are not being treated well in terms of degrading treatment enti eno na aban another court ehweye ema aban say onye sa ade no eho bibi nti sankwala ewo mu a eboa bebre kwala ewo obro basankwala ni mu so a wo parent no na say wo show say wo situation no say ana because at the end of the day the most important thing is your article 3 right nti say wo article 3 right no recourse no ema nyoma bi enkoye ma wo dia aban de beko adwendwemu but nkwala no interest no paramount in all considerations.
Okay. Say I think on our joining your lines no be adwuma nti me yenko na fe yenko fa some of the questions and concerns no previously na your questions ni bi page no so but your yenia bi voice note ha the make I want to set number the adwuma no 0208-123-1016 0208-123-1016 and also we send the text at the abraying mobile no so 07950-422-780 07950-422-780 lawyer obi you any about be Ghana in fact was sending a messages for a very long time and say live program where you know a bit common say who about nurse for and it's a migration program my boss at the train later on in Sakana but the NTA in a voice note to you so now into the question and you say a bit me a yano at the amana.
My son did test earlier on, but in short, me were without cost to public funds, maybe this me my wife you want kwada 4 your woman now 17, 16, 11, and 9 your woman now but because I know enemy wife dealing now without cost to public funds. Now I feel that you could renew your 4th one. Because I said, and you be a bit me as a son of my thank you.
Lord, yes,
Yo, many of us will say, or more track 7.5 years into almost 2.5. And that's just say, or more grade them. Now, from the all can I say a 10-year route, you know. And you say, and what try our horse are, sending a watch remote say, Colania 4. Omina under 18 so we kwalasa sa hochire ho sa na nyina so ho nkwa dia betumi etusa anamono.
Okay. Offer so ewo ha or say meba I'm say messages no. Oh okay. So text message na am so there voice note e dey abanti ma me from or say can you call me? Oh, there be mean to me for just a one hour friend. Okay. Messages not about say I system no call for anything to me fun to way no so. But I mean could be sir we say oh question anyway we need the question be for habre me na me and to ho enfa or say na that would be episode invited the mama and any new aba and ne omumba about no birthday during Christmas holidays, but our benefit so and or that 10-year permit through the British Child. Ne mami wo no ankasa ne business and oba ono betua ne ho expenses, the bank details, ne supporting letters nyina wo or they ever support ne nananom ne mano and so at the documents ne ade nyina ever support no. Do I need to add my documents so they know they are truly coming to me and my kids? I was also sent an invitation letter to come for their birthday. Can the mom apply for the visa without giving her invitation since she's on benefit? Inti or no say ne oba no wo benefit. And kwala na maame na wo Ghana no ba behwe won kwala ni nyina excited say maame no be back Christmas for their birthday and until omo send invitation grandma oh bra na be di birthday ni ade mai maame ni gina na so wo Ghana ono ani invite documents ni ade obetimi de aye ono wo kasa na wo benefit so oba no wo benefit so no onfa invitation komma maame no ono abetimi tua no ho ka aba no anase enkwala invitation ni enough.
Yo, sir, okay, some colano invitation, enough. I don't think some colana true letter no invite your grandmother. If anything, my mommy na invite my grandmother say, colana inti umbra na birthday no very very crucial at this milestone moment. It was a colano abreboom.
Okay.
Until letter no, I want to believe say when I will invite your mommy, but or back in the name of Nkwalano.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Umame Baba as a visitor,
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Oba as a visitor. Now, as a family visitor now, Oba no obesre obeyebribi. The reason for coming is to celebrate the birthday of Nkwalano. And I want to believe, say, ideally, in case Nkwalano was celebrating in Ghana, but won't to me, in case of my grandma died ever. Maybe for the first time to meet the grandchildren and all that. Very, very good. Grandma also proves about Obeko. This grandma Benawa there. What evidence is there for her to show? And so it shows say, Ojinsana Okan Ojinanas or Yenijuma. I hope say or ye entrepreneur be or no be one ejuma and answer or ye ejuma be ma whatever it is, there should be reasons say about Obeko. And in terms of maintenance, ni flight, cost involved, and so no prove say she can afford those expenses. And so another bank statement will be crucial. What do you know about Kono? At the end of the day, we just to prove a point that we invite but so wow, and so no buying a no. I don't think that it will make that sense that we be invited or my main way to the bills na na account. Santi, my main no I will say or one very good. My main na wako, but for our birthday no empty. Case worker will consider say is birthday a reasonable excuse for their visit, and because of that, grandma bar or besan ako they will look at all those circumstances. Grandma abre boom. Nti be here say bibi bia grandma or Ghana ebedi adanse say there's no reason for grandma not to return. No, yes, remofanka application no Who invitation will go to confirm say oba wo in the name of Nkwalano. Now after that period of birthday no obeko. This is the first time we are all Babas from Nkwalano for a long time. Nkwalano Huneda. They've heard so much about grandma and they are so excited to see grandma. So grandma ambassador birthday, the expectation of Nkwalano wanting it can even affect them emotionally. Whatever it is, you have to indicate why is this so crucial. Say grandma ambassador birthday. Then grandma will prove say she's independent in terms of economic or in terms of earnings. Or when you see car or when the bank statement you prove or you need juma no kra o jai no wa ba no kra no ehano nti oba be wie ya no or call back. So there's nowhere obekam. And once you have all these things put together, the caseworker should be able to consider this application and allow her to visit the grandchildren. But remember, it is the caseworker's decision to grant or not to grant. So make sure your evidence is really, really laudable.
Okay.
And now, just a quick one. About visit invitations now, dear Noah. Abai, as you says, we invite you, Mr. Ombra. You are so this Obama Nipano, Embreno Swan, Obeko back. In this Nipano Pano, one call back, and I just say we leave you what we call immigration footprint. Also. And Sibia, I don't see people say, we invite you, be paid. Nipa no ba na wanko nti next time we could invite you before fra na ekoyaba say we invite you be man ba na wanko. These are some of the reasons why we make sure say nipa no eba no obeko right after that reason or the
okay over so adie wa was good evening lawyer. The question is owari in July 2020 or your application and want to do the fingerprint in October 2020 in application November no more refuse it because lawyer not at the wrong pay slip and a toll system no so I did another application in May with the same month's document but later cancelled the appointment for fingerprints because the month's settlement application was refused. Reason being that the document he submitted has been reported to be lost document. On Sunday the more proof and now say on our real arrangement for looking at the situation.
There's nothing called our real and I don't think say you mean I said you won't mean what to our real and to was store. So what catch me say wa worry now person we jina we yere so now we bribia then I can respond to your question. But I want to believe say yes worry into person we jina we yere so person we jina we yere so your application so we say I hope say you settlement application one say you settlement application that's oba no ni wo na mu wo krom ha dia e be ye din unless say mo reason am ntumi anye before.
Oh, I say I did EU marriage, or say or EU ni.
Right. So EU settlement application, and you refuse to, and as you said, you refuse to. And now, person we application for fraud. Now, what your application for fraud? Deadline no is what the application no. That's here from abesting call.
Okay.
So you must have a genuine reason. I don't think there will be a genuine reason you went to me because we here and you refuse to here. In some random power, now feel said the reason somebody no enter assume you can have recourse to appeal. It's just some will appeal right. Into bit messes right no. Now and no because there's no chance for re-application. So yeah, outside the day, which me I re-application.
We say our mark 4 na the obisa and say obetimi ade nkwala no akọ cancel ho na wama cancel for na hu se ontimi nhwe ne ma no enti o mon support no na afi cancel no mo na mo nye I say can the council help me to remove no recourse to public funds from my situation?
You be that bebre we no recourse to public funds hold the rule and then you go so can say you can make an application and your council no responsibility so be make an application for you. There are instances and for day or more request equal council depending on the type of councillor woman councils need be more straightforward and easy to work with. It be so more rules and regulation bebre obecha sa enti yenda yebo no recourse to public fund hold the rule. I don't know so 2.5 swa or 2.5 swa na one chiromu ahanti yen shada nim wo migration status but I want to believe say wo 2.5 with that 10-year route no so enti wo betumi in the interest of nkwala no aye no recourse to public funds so the normal ye condition if you wa then in what council will come from because the application eventually you make application for housing support for feeding support eventually council will intervene but in the meantime local council first and foremost number share whether you have legitimate recourse to the public fund and council will have the obligation to make sure that they don't breach their own responsibilities or duties.
But question we ask me to me say all can nkwala interest child rights ni ade say akwada bia oya asylum seeker and wawo eba ewu krom ha nkwala no they have every right to education and protection safeguarding ayi nyina no emofrey and ye hwe wo mo according to the child rights no say obi memfa ne say mene nipa no kamia ka say me no many nipa no community mu bi o me neighbor 2 doors or 3 doors away we hu say akwala no is in need panimo no de nkanya hwe ono abetimi ahwe no ho abekopa yi but akwala no is in need metimi akwaje benefit be on behalf of akwala no say be akwala no benya safety net no be cover na
into what we are concerned neighbor no we take action on behalf of akwala parents no
there be say akwala na what community no I'm concerned about akwala
na akwala no community no only why not is here
ni ma me ni bi and the amount no recourse to public funds
all right into what you see now yeah kind of say because to me enkobo obi pun na won take over child care responsibility
okay
you can maybe add a letter to express your concern say you've seen it and you can attest to the fact so mo chiro so that mo consider one in that respect
okay
nti say akwala no a say ni na ye be share circumstances immigration status ne sa eka ho ni nyina wo kan say we hu akwala no wan kan say akwala no immigration status say and I say that but yen taking say akwala no so bia or 2.5 or my miss 2.5 or papa and so 2.5 into a more baby and not mujina so na aban dey condition if you normal aboa what kind of also to me intervene near you condition if you want as I don't kind that means the condition is there in the condition of hon kwa dia papa no anasa maame no betimi take then action aboa akwala no
okay enti say me fa say omo ta aba me ho bia nwumre bia na akwala no obede na me fie na obedidi no okọ obede na me fie no obedidi no okọ me the letter meeting intervening. The intervention no, can I intervene and say I can become a foster parent to the child?
So when we say be a parents no any as enkrata be a 2.5 nkro ni bi. Until there's no way for maka say you could recourse nephew. There's nothing at all. Now when we say be air consul which me abo akwala no. In this case so person adopting akwala no that is a different discussion.
Okay.
Because before I will be as a foster parent, let's just say akwala no ye na fini parents ho abre nipa foforo. Like say aban na take you over. There's aban take you over there. Now near ye shall say then na koba say aban be take you over. Is it neglect? So it's all about child protection matters. Into what will blow whistle no. Say enje akwala no because in your attempt to show mercy and concern, you end up bringing precarious circumstances for the other family. Because when we say akwala that means that child is being neglected.
Okay.
Maybe akwala no who say no ho enti yendware no yensesi no ho enti who show concern and awakobode ru akere mpenimfo. Na already no na wo chance we hu bibi so you are whistle blowing.
Okay.
The state will intervene.
Okay.
For the protection of the child.
But when the state intervenes,
there's a state intervene. So actually to involve the particular borough, because every borough has responsibility towards the children in that borough. And to say, we are in Haringey, and we whom be bisa. Haringey council will then intervene. So more intervene. Then the responsibility is on them to take action in the interest of Akwalano. So we need people in the interest of Akwalano. The Kobesa, the can say parenting to me, Jumanti, Efi, Akwalane, if you're Muslim, not Abain, it take you over. Abain would then have a pool of parents, from a foster parent.
Potentially,
could even be a woman who blow whistle, you're finding real. It could be because it could be some who needs a council register.
Okay.
Into a very complex thing. Nipa no person is and so who more brother and but so behind the scenes. Why don't you do it rather than telling it to the whole world? Say, there is a need.
0208123116 and I say over free 07950422780 07950422780. The community and the law and yede bro BWF solicitors and ejna yechi ma yede bro and resource person lawyer Charles Asma lawyer ni BWF solicitors me sermona fi mode ache and say earlier on inya issue be I was here call of near sign back quickly but yet me abedi that is adomna emu ana wo ubitimi afre na fi odo question no concern no ade aba and also be send the text ade abre 07950 422-780 07950-422-780 your lines no so your Facebook page no so any other and unti with me jaw comment no crowd so you be pick na fe yade ama lawyer Charles Asma na we ya no ade ama yen na bacho ma me just one moment me ba na yeba we will be looking at our quiz no na fe and also addition kakra ewo ho no yade ama
ye fema ye wo London ya ji abasobodie bebre ne ya redare ewo mransem eye legal services be to say family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. Wo BWFDA yen solicitors e de anigye ene twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nya den kra. Yen partner penin pa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF solicitors kura won ho. Inti se ba na busuansem bi te se child care eya abofrahwe mu awaregya ye ho twema mentwe ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimu na ye adwuma nso. Yen child care any family team no nim nia wo famu ewe nia ya wo brei mu. Enu nti ne etu ye mbo asema wa futu a esefata ewo kokoa mu. Ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa no nkrompa mu ekosi enumre no nsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm ena memene danso eye appointment nko free anopa no ndu ekosi ewia no 9 eye 10 am kosi 4 pm. Ye wo 4th floor ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP.
It has said Ugusu and Yang War Jumedi. So, lawyer, answer your back call Yang quiz and so no. Obi message be a waha. Nanka percent me date letter no. Acto and then so, but Nidin was no. Wadarma, Mami Injai. But a EU settlement application and Nipano a year. Na dear, or they abba and say. Omo actual no let be mankind whatever sure. And sani yako we no
but try sell of any
every day na
personal data
every day na mekuri say more training me to jam I say dear FA okay I mean can say thank you for your application to the EU settlement scheme. Your unique application number is so the 3434 number. Okay. We have attempted to contact you to resolve your application, but we have had no reply to our various contacts. And so, you must reply within 7 days or your application will be decided based on the evidence we have available that could result in your application being refused.
No.
Just me can I say
I threats.
Okay. If you were in the UK before 11 p.m. on 31st December 2020, please provide the following. One piece of evidence dated between October 2020 and 31st December 2020. If you are not in the UK before 11 p.m. on 31st December 2020, please provide the following evidence. Name of your relevant EEA sponsor. UAN, unique application number. For the application your sponsor has made under the EUSS. And evidence of a relationship to your sponsor. Marriage certificate, birth certificate, whatever. This is because our automated checks did not confirm your residence in the UK and the islands. Some examples of documents you can use to prove your UK and Ireland's residence can be found. No, Mama link. Maybe as the evidence, we are making a request as the evidence is not sufficient because I'm saying or the hotel invoice be a koi one or say you did not provide any proof of payment made within the period of October 2020 to 31st December 2020. Reasonable the amount. And then any why?
Yo, I'm saying I want to believe say you decided yet. My name date a word way so. But I want to believe say you decided yet. You see, you decided now 7 days now the amount no. That means the person can take action and provide documents or more requests to know. Now this is what it is. So we application and the EU settlement scheme more automatic check or more year. So what you come here now, OSSS will treat you right in your own name or say EA national, which you will end we are until within your system anyway. So they have a way of checking. in a crown say when ye national but we a family member in a ukuta or card in a woody utu chroma as a family member of a year national. We with Juma, we are now, yeah. Within our system in one way, and I will trigger details and certain things. With date of birth, a baby in your maybe until before my bad not just on why checks no and will say there is nothing on the system to prove that you've been here.
Okay.
If you have not been here, the law is that you should have been here by the relevant date. 11 p.m. of 31st December 2020. No. Until so now, who are had there, let's just say, so show that you were here then. Because Omono Ashushe, they couldn't find anything. So now the burden is on you to provide whatever you have. Anything actually say, had by that time, you know, with the Bamau. And anything should mean something with your name and date.
Okay.
Showing that it was issued here in the UK.
Okay.
It's a hotel crown or call, yeah. As I said, hotel, there should be enough information to suggest that now hotel, Chroma has say. And what idea there should be something to show say I uni hanka unyasa document way. And I don't know if you are be na buy before after that time. But Uber as a person who was sponsored by a relevant person. In this case, you know, sad date you know now we may do it because be na we feel outside now buy it. With the entry clearance now we buy it. Inti I don't know we be provide bibi interest say we buy signing panel and chain. It can what the visa date was so date I would be real cream. What the evidence our kind of relationship to the sponsor. What shows says sponsor no crown why EU settlement scheme application because omoka in your mind say nkrofo ide enti sa in your man no bisa no after the date no wo the man it will help them to make the decision. And then before the date no ko na obaka say I came at this time. It is about before the deadline there. Give them something to show say you were here then. Say ko ba say when ya bibia nkoma nwa and omoka say we will then make a decision which may be that we will not grant your request.
Yeah, to say when Timmy and fa material now call before 7 days no. They refuse to know. Be an Sabekano probably beyond the 7 days or right of appeal.
Usually we have 14 days to appeal. And outside and so 28 days to appeal. And the appeal date is usually the date you received the appeal notice. So if you can prove so we receive and it will count from and so we receive whatever data it will count from that point. So right of appeal and whether the appeal is still in date will depend. But even that, you can apply for extension of time based on the peculiar circumstance.
No,
you are making an appeal to the court for your case to be assessed and heard. Now, there's what you should have done is to make the appeal application within 14 days. But that failure to appeal before that date, has come about as a result of good reasons.
Okay.
So the case of Denton versus White will tell you, say, if you are making an application for extension of time for whatever it is, in this case, appeal application, you have to show that your failure was for good reason, and that failure is not significant. Significant means say, we fail to appeal within 7 days, and I say be at 10 days, and I say 20 days na more. You give them say 20 days, 7 days, and I say 1 day and yet so serious. That is whether the failure is significant and serious. Then you go to the next one and say, these are my reasons. And these reasons I can assume. So even though when meet the first step we fail, you failed on good reasons. And because of that, they should put all the things you have said together and grant you permission to appeal out of time.
Sorry, Osami Draki, but in that situation, within 7 days, Obetimi probably send an email to case office, case worker, because obviously it came through an email to case worker to say, 7 days now, Muslim responded. me evidence and me nyam famma within that period, but grant me more time, say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 1 month, I'll bring you what you need.
Two things. The first thing is when our application, every application will go with evidence.
Okay.
So presumption is why you're ready with Winjina Swo and why your application. And I catch us say for application a bra, actually with Winjina Swo no better than and that's a with Winjina Swo na come out, but almost say and so into February then that means all the evidence you have are already there. Fee and evidence. That is one. The next one is Abaka said, can you give me more time to go for the evidence? The question is, are you not going to create the evidence? What makes it so impossible that within 7 days you cannot mobilize and bring? That you need extra time. Remember, we'll compare evidence, So that's going to be a bit hard to. Okay, let me add this one. But say Kobasa be an impano a yare. Be an impano crowd with 2 coins at that point. Now so can you give me extra time because I'm not available until maybe I should be back by this time so that I can provide everything you need. That is tenable.
Because in Tiana, you have answered it in a way, but I mean, kind of say, or say, or the hotel booking in an invoice, but almost say, well, I'm providing any evidence at that time, which probably does not mean it's no or the invoice I was in this hotel at this particular time. So say be or my request is a hotel no and me a receipt covering the period that was on at their premises. Now it might take time.
Well, so in this case, a different matter, but even that, say all the invoice now let's just say hotel where you swear so presumably what check
yeah.
Into what check will be our bank statement and I say whatever we use to check there could be some corroborative evidence. HSA look hotel needing date in time crowd so HSA let me go and I met hotel
okay.
Then you can say can you, if you don't still believe this, I can ask the hotel to provide independent support statement.
It may not be immediate.
In this case, you need time because hotel will then you have to tell the hotel to make that available. Then it will make sense to ask for extension of time to provide the evidence.
Sir, BWF solicitors strategies they will analyze your case. They will look through and see what you need to do and what you do not need to do. Now, if you application amano akoye. While they question I think probably what I will ask you to do. 0208 493 7340. Na buki na ne lawyer for na enkasa omehwi ahwemo mekai wo say BWF solicitors omoye document check service say wo de wo application ni ade ekwa utimi ehu ma wo hwe emuma na fe watimi agina ona so ye hunu say ade amede kɔ no ebetimi asucceed ana senior AC etie BWF solicitors ewo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road no so ewo Seven Sisters North London. Monday to Friday, free and upon 9:30 you could see and 6 o'clock where you number no and my boss on me size so at the amount 0208 493 7340 and now say 077 127 61884 077 127 61884. Okay, so say I drew her na addition make assistant during the week no me ba aba bibisa a home question. Na mene lawyer Charles Asma eba bedi enkomo na mebisa se usian ana se etese me question no eno enie mo Facebook mo live on TV ewo YouTube. For the benefit of Omomuti and radio, so Momohe and PAM TV, obviously, Mobile Senior is at here. And indeed, my main kind senior is a quay. The Edika was say Nano was born in Accra in 1983. Aged 16, he came to the UK and claimed asylum, claiming to be from Liberia and giving a fake date of birth. He was allowed to stay and became a British citizen in 2005. In 2010, Home Office wrote to him warning him that they would deprive him of his British citizenship as it was obtained by fraud. The Home Office did not take any action until 2021 when it deprived him of the British citizenship. He appeals against the decision. Now, question no nie, debi ara me ka say question na nkasa mu no strategy wom nti wutie question na tie ne. What is the most likely outcome with this appeal? Yawon Accra 1983, odi 16 years, and oba UK and obedi adro. Na odi adro no say o free Liberia so abre na come any a kon ni ade Liberia war no British aban ema no asetra se betra krom ha ne be fabo ho adwa no oba no the date of birth a odi man no enye no na e wona krata so ya allow no more time no obey a British citizen in 2005. In 2010, Home Office hwe mu na no say hey atamenu govina no say dey o ka che nyina anya no kra because what in ada enemra de to na ebeji British citizenship. Home Office kai from 2010 no o ma anya ho hwea till 2021 afia mu na o ma say ya je wo aye ekrum hankrata no aye kokko no se kra de tutu ya je afri winsem no se kai me ya appeal to ya appeal no my idea, but the ABC say what is the most likely outcome? Sa appeal no ebenya. 1. Deprivation allowed to stand because he lied about his age and nationality. Sa kata idea free in some no yebeji because odentro titu utwa ntro se wadi Phoebe wa bra na no because one son and ID card and that's a birth certificate no. Number 2, deprivation allowed to stand because it is in the public interest. Hey, what be trying to be dear Drew? Where that die? And just a who between that die police officer, between that benefit for with me that council beer. Number 3, deprivation rejected because the 11-year delay was obviously unfair for the Home Office to drop the matter for that length of time and reactivate it again. Then number 4, sorry. None of the above. And then the escape route. We have none of the above. Okay, or text Meji will answer 020813344646 and 0795042278. Or obeja or comment no our page no so na na they are say answer na number 3. Very simple, easy, huh? Okay, offer so emfa na de emre Letitia me da say your line call you know what trans ya twen asante amu a nyame insha. Thank you for keeping faith with us. Line sound no and a we had to quickly go behind the scenes, get it sound at the back and yemfa entrim. Also answer there, but a brand call anti okay, main chair will answer. So I mean call lawyer ma memra yen answer no or the ever mine no. Then and a bit me the likely outcome of this appeal. Odarama boy kakre.
Yo, and you better take one after the other. So we're going to do elimination
By substitution.
Then we need that. Then answer will appear by itself.
Okay.
And any kind of way a nationality. Santi about Nationality Act no 1981. Na section 40 frame no eka say so bitwa ntro na obenya impo citizenship no de benya passport wa saban anase home secretary ehu a otumi ji finisem. That is set in stone. Into the council, the provision allowed to stand because he allowed about the age and nationality. Into another share, nka FAT under section 40 frame because of control A no say fraud, and a B no say misrepresentation. Section 40 free A and B no. Into we share nka ewo young called B no, but yes, you really B I no baka trust said or say allowed to stand because it's in the public interest. Say BB aban susu BB no feel say ebeboa oman no a and I say omo aka no a obetake action. So be aban feel say engaging in fraud no wetumi aye saa de. Na che so obetumi aye na ekene so kra. But we are now be our town the whole country granted. Aban betumi aye like I said no ye gina in the public in the interest of the public no. If you but yeah, share the next one or say deprivation can be rejected, or let's say will be rejected or rejected because there has been a gap, and that gap now abaninti. And yet, first say Secretary of State, a bit so I can now dream about so ye bibi no beji atowa na afide wa sign akofa ade na opese akasa nkonka ompese obeye no obesan akoye no biem eye I no for ne de yeje ato
none of them
na wo hwe mu pa because of length of time no you see delay defeat equity. And you say we just to move for a long of time there, then you are suggesting say you have forfeited your right to deprive the person.
Oh, okay. And
because you have your conduct has suggested that the right has been forfeited by the Secretary of State, on to me after 11 years, on sign I say, okay, I'm now coming back to exercise right now, me one. And because of that, it will not be fair to deprive this individual of the right, which is the citizenship now, whether by deception, fraud, or misrepresentation. Home of the intimate because of time. And any case here, I say in there you're not getting is based on this. And you say because of the length of time now ability, it will not be fair for the Secretary of State to go back to say that we are reactivating what we failed to do for 11 years.
Okay. And not just say your answer not ever yet.
So the deprivation will be rejected.
The deprivation rejected because the 11-year delay was obviously unfair for the Home Office to drop the matter for so long and of time and reactivate it again. And no, lawyer actually mu say enye adia Home Office ebetimi enya enai papa ejina so na afi waye na reason our dey HHR mu ano enie and me pese me de eto homa. The answer is on the balance the Secretary of State's inaction wholly unexplained for so extraordinarily long a period is sufficiently compelling when taken with all the other circumstances of the case to justify a decision that the Nano should not be deprived of his citizenship. I say itumra ni atresi la atresi say Secretary of State any last case 2021 year and as ade no aba enti say akoba na say bibinti ude bibi and the bigina so nya bibi na Home Office and nimu dwuma sa time no and for 9 years or so na abranti ne situation no you say ya Jeffrey ne samwa enya fair and equity say na work no anyhow.
But as I say, you bibi wa ha. So this is good news for obi bia obeko and as a wako saati bia nemu. They will say we no omo ma no alert no. Ena omu jemu na omu sign ko fire. That is the difference. Inti the question is that the bank na muhu say we try and draw akonya bibi. Na the bank na mu take action.
Okay.
Omu no 11 years ago based on story na yehu ye no. And almost take action after 11 years. So what made you take that long? Were you investigating? Or did you leave it thinking that it's not a big deal? And therefore the person formed that legitimate expectation. So can they be a deno nipa no in your for a long time. And in there no yabaka say having a year who dear. Ubabo empire said, or mark a dear, or mun ye bibia, na mbrina kunimwa, no one rely on Lassie. Say, hang on, why didn't you tell me in 2021 when you saw it or when you got to know? But why 2025 and I said 2030, having a wedding by I will rely on Lassie to fight that deprivation.
say omuhunu and I say everyone say yunhui and until you are more cocoa and it be all money at all. Akoswa after about 10-15 years and I feel no more omuhu and no take action. Would you also have anything to stand on to say and that's how they actually the application between that I feel no until no
all right, section 43 is equivocal. Or say, so we try and throw A no say by fraud, B no say by misrepresentation, C no say near account one etisa. Now would
summarily
would the nya be yes a refuse, would the benya be and where you come in yebenya citizenship by naturalization, by registration, by whatever means. Na ye be citizens no. Wow, we tell me we jina bia ne tisa no. The fact that we no interested and no. The word deprivation is there. Se koba sa say so mu gifi unsem a omutumi gifi unsem. Nti na obi omu a oye okuta wa ye bibia na waka tell say okay between another country no can you have another country to go to? Se koba sa be gifi unsem ya say go back to the other country you have, especially dual citizens no. And in this case, I can say the fact that bibi ko baye na would be nya ade no actually says section 43 can happen or has happened because you got it through that but they have to prove it. So to me prove na ekobesa sa na tie dia then the Secretary of State has the discretion under 43 to say I want to invoke that power to deprive. But the question is Tambeng, because yes, almost sorry, I no more budget. Only notify.
Okay.
So yeah, Shishume who say now they will take action, but we expect that they will take action immediately. Into how immediate should not be too long. So if too long there and there.
Too long and how long?
Well, the story 11 years. Case law no 9 years. We've been able to 5 years, and yeah, but the thing is the circumstance. Within 5 years, maybe I'm a warrior. Within 5 years, maybe I'm a former me career. I say. Within 5 years, me children me refi. So you are now telling me, say after 5 years, 9 years, 10 years, no, oje na makomechi. And they will go me. What about me mano? What about my family near wahano? What about near my no near no? So the circumstance will determine.
Okay. Abusia say what's in the say now open say when BWF solicitors edi and comma yeah we come for a day amount and say over call on aseye 214-218 Tottenham High Road no so our Seven Sisters North London or telephone number or the year Juma now book your appointment and 0208 493 7340 0208 493 7340 it didn't come in combat a nipa about the voice note no or the another one about for the benefit be na or my further information and BBNT ma yenti because your time and also
Oracle on lawyer but a good evening it's a good afternoon but I send the chair imagine I can't be saying this year ago yeah, war 10-year roots or so. This is I'm running 5 years. Now, mom indefinitely. Maybe 5 years and me come in third way. It makes me ask to shift from family life to Zambrano to avoid the rest of I know I'm afraid this
okay, lawyer.
Yo, I'm saying, even though background no was very active. I'm saying, they rule your boss says Zambrano case no sisi ya hot no because it could be a court. I'm a court animal. Into obi bi opeso ye Zambrano bibia no I just I will train na hu ne e be court. Why? Into near elho no.
Okay. Abusia afi na mebema la ho kwan na afi wa rounding up quickly at the yeah and inti la Asma we looked at the issue of making an application to remove the condition of no recourse to public funds. If in a brief moment you could help us to understand what it is, would appreciate that.
Thank you very much, listeners and viewers. Today we have looked at how you can remove a no recourse to public fund condition that is added to your leave to remain or leave to enter, usually for leave to remain. Now, the Secretary of State has power to impose such conditions under relevant provisions of the law, Immigration Act 1971, Section 3. And as a result of that, other provisions of the relevant legislations also show that public fund, which include anything that the government has accrued through the taxpayer, cannot be given to some individuals who are under immigration control. And the idea here is to protect the public purse. So the question here is, what about those who are under immigration control, but they cannot afford to live without public support or the fund? Case law, the case of R versus the Secretary of State and Ano will tell you, 2020 case, tells us that in the interest of the children, in the interest of individuals involved, the Secretary of State has to relook at that condition and ensure that individuals' Article 3 rights are not endangered. Article 3 rights says that you have the right not to be subjected to inhuman and degrading treatment. That means if you don't have money because of the fact that you don't work, or you work but you don't earn enough, you have other family members, it's hard to take care of yourself and them, and you have no recourse to public fund, it is more than likely that your Article 3 right will be endangered or engaged. Therefore, under the case law, the Secretary of State is required to consider to remove that condition if an application is made. To be able to qualify, you have to prove that you don't have means to live. Your essential living needs cannot be catered for. Accommodation needs cannot be catered for yourself and other family members, especially children involved. Once you make a request with the necessary evidence showing your earnings, showing your expenses, showing how you earn and how you spend, the Secretary of State will consider that application and remove that condition for you. This will then give you access to public fund so that you can support yourself and your family, including children. However, we have to be careful to look at the circumstance for requesting this. If you are on the 10-year route, you have already said that you don't meet the maintenance and other financial requirements under the immigration rules, and therefore your application was considered on exceptional circumstance. In this case, Secretary of State is aware that your condition is precarious, and therefore it's more than likely that if you are on a 10-year rule, under your circumstance, your application will be favorably considered and the condition removed. However, if you are on the 5-year route, which means that you have been able to prove that you meet the maintenance and other financial requirements under the immigration rules, you have already indicated that you are independent and you are able to maintain yourself and your family members, and therefore requesting for such a condition to be removed means that you will be migrated to the 10-year route, which will change your circumstance eventually in terms of how long you can qualify to make a settlement application. Therefore, it is important that we look at our specific circumstance to make such application for no recourse to public fund condition to be removed. All in all, there is opportunity for individuals in that situation to request the Secretary of State to have the condition removed. And once you make the application with the supporting evidence that you are destitute, accommodation is an issue, essential living needs are not met, and therefore you are struggling to live, especially that of your children, it is more than likely that the Secretary of State will take that into account and grant your request. This is what we have covered today. We also looked at the quiz that came today, which says that can your citizenship be taken away, especially if the Secretary of State has warned you that they have suspected or they have picked something to show that you got it by deception and didn't take action, and after a long time they decide to come back and take action. Can they still take action? The starting point is that Section 43 of the British Nationality Act 1981 allows the Secretary of State to take action if she suspects that there has been fraud, misrepresentation, based on which you obtained that status of citizenship. However, soon as they detect that, they have to take steps to immediately act. If they don't act and they leave it for so long, it will not be equitable for them to then go back and reactivate and exercise that right. In this case, fairness will suggest that the person has formed legitimate expectation that the Secretary of State does not intend to pursue the action any longer, and therefore any future action will not be fair on the individual. This is what we have covered today. Thank you very much for your audience and patience. We will meet again.
Yeah, any na means so me ba na come up so me ba crowd na fe e de aseda ama wo a de dwumedi bre yen de kan mo amutie yen e wo PAM TV so e da mo ase sanso so na abawa radio so your audience ni nyina e wo ho e da mo nyina ase eno achi no nso so you were live with us on Facebook BWF Solicitors. And you were live with us on YouTube, BWF Solicitors. More share on your platform. We sincerely apologize to say, line audio no echo of whilst we are having that. Nana Masapon say lawyer is very good in explaining power. Yes, that's why he's a lawyer. And also a BWF Solicitors no. Bomodi ase ebibia wode wo enyama ebekwa akoma BWF Solicitors. BWF Solicitors sene widi kan no omo ewo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road no so ewo 7 Sisters North London. Monday to Friday anopa 9:30 ekusi enwumre 6 o'clock. Obefra one 0208 4937340 008493730 and 077-127-61884 077-127-61884. Ene asida enko emma wa boy me dishedwedi ade ebre wo iniopani ade na ehyeche boy me hyeche fidi ekinchima ema ade bre wo sanso na yede asida ebema lawyer Richard lawyer Eunice ana Faye Beatrice ana Joa ana Faye Diane ono di the birthday in na krawa nyadwuma and sanso and Padmo Dudu for all the art and designs and Sheila Ankra for the admin and promotion. Nina Chidon so yassign a day as a say yen principal. Yeah, Uncle Ben say or boy. And answer no, Mammy and call quickly. Na me miss a year last one.
Yo, wait here,
of course, being in the chair, but my phone.
We can engage the person after. But then I want to take the opportunity this week. Our front desk manager or manageress, Madame Diana Sumani, birthday, Santi. Yeah, wishing for this week, Diana birthday. Diana. Enjoy, and may God continue to bless you so that you can be a blessing to the many faithfuls that look forward to support from BWF solicitors.
Do BWF solicitors now? When I was with Miss Ghana, it's a lovely family over there, and the BWF that's the only law firm I'll call Ghana chocolate, not minimum coffee. As I call BWF solicitors. Any ever sign at the Juma same time next week. Our platform so and then catch will be say 4 o'clock on Saturday next week, 24th of July 2021. You sign and the woo Asia. If you will record free pon and me the woo AC. Yame insure on to come on so now fe on yen and qua any amodia sika ewu. We'll be back again. Bye.
Yeah, Jesus, you're my everything, yeah. My everything is you, Lord. Yeah, oh, 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 oh. Everybody say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, yeah, enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my